I, Vampire #1, written by Joshua Hale Fialkov, art by Andrea Sorrentino. Wow. I did not expect this book. I Vampire always seemed like one of the outskirt books, one of the things that's just made to be canceled, if that makes any sense. But reading this, my God, this both Fialkov and especially Sorrentino, they had a vision for this book. So it's really hard to recap because it's told very much in a jumping timeline. But the best I can do is that there's a past section where we meet Andrew and Mary. They're both vampires, but Andrew has made it his life's mission to essentially kill vampires. He doesn't think that his breed deserve to live if they're going to keep on killing innocent people. But it's just a running debate between Andrew and Mary about whether or not they should die for the human race, or at least not try to actively conquer them, because Mary refers to herself as the Queen of Blood, and she is actively trying to take out everyone else. That vampires should be the dominant race of the world. And it's just multiple pages of they're lovers, they're kissing each other, they're chasing each other, they're trying to see eye to eye on this, but it's just not working. They even keep complimenting each other on how fantastic they are, but they cannot come to eye on this until finally there's one point where it's a bit hard to tell exactly what happens, but Mary, I don't know. I genuinely have a hard time breaking, because I feel like a lot of this is set up for what's going to come. But something about how for 400 years, Mary, when she was turned into a vampire by Andrew, I believe, she was finally coming to terms with her true self. And now that she's realized this is what vampires are meant to do, this is what they do, Andrew is telling her to stop and roll it back. It feels like a lack of freedom. It's like he's taking away her freedom, and she's not standing for that anymore. So the last page is a note from her saying, this is how the war begins. We're going to take out all the superheroes on Earth, and we're going to become the sole race on the planet. And then the other half of it is in Boston. It's this really grimdark. I don't even know if it's like an alternate future, if this is way in the distance. It's impossible for me to tell, but at some point he's got just a pile of vampire bodies, Andrew, just a pile of vampire bodies in front of him, and he's just starts taking them out, just staking them one by one. And he comes across this one female one, and he's like, you look just like her, but you gotta go. And he explains to her how she's a vampire, and how apparently sunlight doesn't kill vampires in this mythology, but it does weaken them, and they are able to transform into a multitude of things. This woman that he's trying to kill transforms into a wolf just instinctually, I guess, whereas he transforms into just this. The closest I could say is a minotaur crossed with a wolf. It's ridiculously large and terrifying. But then as he's trying to stake her and cut off her head, which I guess is the way you do it, all of the vampires stand up and come after him. I'm a bit confused. They say that they're able to do this because they're all full-bloods. I don't know, A, what they're doing, or B, what full-blood means, but they confirm that it's true, and then they start chasing him down. He runs into a subway, and there's an active subway there, and once the subway arrives, they pretty much ignore him and just go to feast on everyone inside that subway. And that's where we leave off, more or less, just the pile of bodies. It's something. I really can't overstate how gorgeous the art is. The cover the cover, the purple skin and the lady, it doesn't do the book justice at all. Like, this reminds me more of Neil Gaiman's Sandman than it does anything else going on. It's fantastic the way it's playing with shadows. Honestly, I can't speak highly enough about this book. I'm interested in the characters. I'm interested in where they're moving with it. The art is beautiful throughout. It's fantastic. I got to give this one like a 9. It's great. The only reason it isn't higher is because I am confused at some parts. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. But honestly, I think that might be intentional at this point, because it does strike me as we're going to learn more about them as time progresses, because they've been alive for centuries. So yeah, I, Vampire. Who would have thought?